fade.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the absolute must-see wrestling promotion on the internet. Welcome to OCW. Welcome to Glory. Today, with me, is the other half of the Kings of Commentary, the greatest commentary team in the history of existence. That's right, I'm calling you out, JR and King. I'm calling you out, Pat Buck, and whoever your replacement may be. Stanley, how are you feeling today, bud?
You know what? I'm feeling really good. Of course, today, special start time for us in OCW for numerous reasons. We were having portal connectivity issues. On top of our internal investigation over that ref that went into business for himself last week, he has since been sacked. And hopefully this week, no more refs will go into business for themselves. We pay them $8 an hour. That used to be the minimum wage. Anyways, besides that, Elias, I'm very happy to be here, even though I'm not necessarily happy to be on this show, but maybe you can make me happier with the card that you have for tonight.
Absolutely. First off, we have one of the two semifinal matches in the Women's Tag Team Championship Blonde Eliminator Tournament. We've got Shayna Baszler and Mia Yim, the BRE, taking on the odd couple that is the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, and the Opportunity, Charlotte Flair. After that, we've got a singles match where big meaty men will be bumping meat. We've got the limitless one, Keith Lee, taking on our boy, Otis. After that, we've got a tag team #1 contenders match between Team Canada and rightfully the best tag team in professional wrestling, FTR. I, for one, am very excited for this match. I have high expectations for all four of these men going forward and tonight. Then, we've got a match where I have my eye on in particular because Mr. Break the Seal and Kevin Owens will be at ringside. We've got the Indie God, Matt Cardona, taking on the Overdrive World Champion, Kazuchika Okada. Definitely curious to see if Cardona can hit that radio silence and get one up over our World Champion. After that, we've got a match in which both women feel like they've got a lot to prove. We've got a returning Jordan Grace taking on one half of the way in Candice LeRae, who still has the opportunity to become one half of the first ever Overdrive Championship Wrestling Women's Tag Team Champions. And then, in our main event, we have a returning Cedric Alexander, Mr. Workhorse himself, the International Champion, taking on Shinsuke Nakamura for the title, and yet again, another 2 out of 3 falls match.
Now, definitely that match has, kind of has my eye a bit because the last time that we saw Cedric Alexander was in that Champions Exhibition match, which, unfortunately, he fell short. Do you think he's going to be able to recover tonight and be able to retain the title, or do you think the King of Strong Style takes one home?
Personally, I'm going to back Cedric all the way here. Cedric's only loss in the company currently is to our World Champion. And I think that just goes to show his credibility and his talent. As much as I love Shinsuke, I don't think he has what it takes to knock off what is honestly probably the best guy in OCW right now.
Alrighty, he's going with this man. Honestly, with the International Championship, really anything fucking goes because we've seen so much shit with that. But before we get to that championship, let's talk about these tag titles. Actually, I'm going to bring up, before we go into intros for that match, let me bring up this bracket right quick. The winner of this match will go on to face the winner of Dakota Kai and Jamie Hayter versus Candice LeRae of the Way, who is in action tonight, and Indy Hartwell. So honestly, Elias, who would you like to see make it into that final round matchup?
I honestly, I can't go wrong with any of the choices right now, but I have to say that I the Way has a very special place in my heart because, again, Johnny Gargano and I go way back. So seeing Candice and Indy get that opportunity to show that they deserve to be in a main event spot for sure has my heart. But you can't doubt the sheer absolute power on this side of the bracket when it comes to Shayna and Mia and Asuka and Charlotte. So whoever is in the finals, I definitely think they have a match to be worried about. This is not a cakewalk whatsoever.
Now, of course, Shayna last week had a championship opportunity at Becky Lynch, of course, falling short, but not before coming back from a seemingly impossible deficit, down 4-1, I believe, got 2 quick falls, got insanely close to tying up against Becky Lynch, but the man retaining the belt. Do you think that, because of that match last week, do you think Baszler's going to be rusty this week?
Honestly, I don't think so. Again, Becky was up 4-1 at one point, and the match ended 6-4. Shayna has absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. That was a phenomenal match last week, and again, it's just a testament to our women's division here on the White brand. But I think Shayna's coming in this match with a chip on her shoulder, which is something she's quite used to in the Ultimate Universe. And obviously, Mia Yim is quite fresh this week. I have no doubt. I have no doubt in my mind that BRE here is gonna put on quite the show.
Now, you've been calling them BRE. Tell me, where does that name exactly come from?
Oh, okay. So, best roommates ever. Obviously, I don't know how big of a fan of you are up, down in the Ultimate Universe, but Shayna Baszler, Dakota Kai, Mia Yim, and Jessamine Duke all at one point lived together. I think 3 of the 4 still do. And so basically, they were roommates, and they turned into gaming roommates because obviously in pro wrestling, if you're not wrestling or gaming, what are you doing, right? And so drugs. BRE, right? Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to the people who are struggling with that for sure. So BRE is best roommates ever, and I don't know if that's necessarily the case because my roommates back in the day were pretty solid, but it's their group, it's their faction. Shayna is also a member of the 4 Horsewomen, along with of the MMA, I should say, because obviously we have the NXT version, along with Jessica Menduke. And so I think it's just something that's just a back pocket. I have a lot of friends, and Shayna and Mia have a lot of friends, so BRE is their group, and I feel like out of respect for that, I have to call them as such. Obviously, as Charlotte's making her way to the ring here, we have the odd couple, which is something I'm really starting to find endearing between the 2 of them because of their relationship. The Queen and the Empress have a lot of history. Obviously, Charlotte being the one to end the undefeated streak of Asuka. And Asuka's never really gotten one back over on her. They've had several matches, but I don't think Asuka's had that one moment where she was able to prove that she was better than Charlotte.
Now, these 2 have had history as an actual tag team together. They've been tag team champions before, but it didn't take long, after that until they turned on each other. So potentially a very, very, very volatile tag team. If you ask me, this is pretty much a powder keg willing to blow, but will it blow before or after they capture tag team gold? That's the ultimate question. And of course, the other question is, if they do turn on each other, who the hell turns on who?
With the way Asuka has kind of revitalized her career, if in the event it happens, I don't know. It's a new promotion, it's a new start for them, obviously. But I'd have to give it to the Empress because Charlotte's kind of known for trying to get one over on people, so I think she'll be on the lookout for it, and she'll attempt to do so first.
As you said, with all the history between the 2, I mean, you kind of look at it, Asuka was absolutely utterly dominant. In Japan, where she's from, but she's been here in the U.S., and I feel like, here in the U.S., it's been kind of the opposite because Charlotte's been the one who's been dominant. Of course, she made the line, she has the opportunity, she's all those catchphrases she comes up with, week after week, but, I mean, you have to think, Charlotte's really kind of put a stranglehold on Asuka since she's been here, as we've discussed, but will they be able to put all those differences aside? Quite personally, I'm gonna give it to BRE here. I agree with you. I really do think that Shayna does have that chip on her shoulder, and even though they've cooperated with each other so far, I just really don't see Flair and Asuka making it all the way. I think something's gonna happen sooner or later. I think it's definitely gonna happen sooner.
Maybe it'll even happen tonight as we get started here. Like you said, I definitely think BRE has the advantage here, and I'm also going to pick him to win this match, but we can't doubt Charlotte or Asuka individually, let alone as a tag team. So we'll have to see if they take advantage of the fact that this is a chance for them to either come together and become champions or settle some differences by starting a new rivalry.
And of course, now we're in the match. Charlotte starting off against Shayna Baszler. And Baszler, she's, oh my goodness, the way she's throwing hands at Charlotte, she definitely is letting out some of that rage from last week. And imagine if you're Shayna going up against now your second horsewoman in as many weeks. But of course, at least this week, she has her former roommate to help her. And how about that assist right there by Mia Yim?
Absolutely. Good old-fashioned tag team tactics. Maybe not the best thing in the world, but to the fans, because cheating's cheating, but I don't blame them.
and Shayna, she's got Charlotte locked in, and is Charlotte trying to tap? No, instead she's going to use those long-ass legs of hers, and she gets out of it. And Mia trying to swipe at her. Oh my god, Shayna Baszler taking out Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair might be actually legally dead. She might be, okay, good.
It's a little early for the Queen to be out of it, obviously, but yeah, those long legs definitely play a part in being able to grab the ropes quite easily. Honestly, maybe an unfair advantage, but you know, between her being almost 6 foot and then the boots adding a couple inches, you can't blame her for taking advantage.
No, not at all. And of course, neither of these two have tagged out yet in this match. Charlotte gets whipped into the corner, that running knee. Possibly looking for
absolutely brutal here.
Possibly looking for some German. Charlotte, though, fighting out of it.
You kind of, again, have to consistently give the edge to Shayna with her MMA background. A lot of these women's first, real opportunities were professional wrestling.
Suplex bridge, and here's the cover. Kick out one.
Count of one. Shayna's a dual sport athlete. Obviously, she's been to Japan, same as Asuka. She's worked the Indies, something Charlotte didn't really have to do. Charlotte, actually, I mean, nepotism is a thing, and we've talked about this. Obviously, being the daughter of Ric Flair, is the only woman in this match who never worked in an Indie, and I don't really know, especially with this being a new promotion, if that's a benefit or a detriment to her.
I mean, the way I look at it, it's a little bit of both, right? Because obviously, even though you don't have that, you don't quite have that grit, that kind of more physicality and toughness, as well as probably resiliency that comes with working indie as oh my goodness, a double moonsault by Charlotte, middle of the ring. Here's the cover. 1, 2. Okay. But as I was saying, you don't quite have that, that grit that you would have, being on the indies, but you do have some of the highest class of wrestling training in the world, as Charlotte only able to get to 1 for Mia Yim breaks it up. Neither of these women have tagged out in this match yet. So again, while working the indies, definitely again gives you that toughness. Training in the indie can't compare to training in the performance center like Charlotte has. So I feel like on one side you have. Okay, I don't even know how to quite word this, but you understand what I'm saying. It's two different worlds with their advantages.
There's definitely an experience advantage going to the 3 other women, but Charlotte's been doing this for a very long time, and the Performance Center has some of the best trainers and facilities on the planet. So obviously that experience is nothing to take light of either, seeing as all 4 of these women have gone through the Performance Center, all being NXT alumni. But again, I just think that having to grind your way to the top just gives you a different sense of satisfaction. Not that Charlotte hasn't earned her satisfaction well over the years. But I just have to give, maybe being a fan of independent wrestling as big as an independent wrestling fan as I am, I have to kind of give girls like that the nod.
Now, understandable, and just Charlotte finally tagging out for the first time to Asuka, and Asuka now just toying with Shayna.
Shayna's got to be feeling it here. She has to get Mia Yim into the ring. She's been here the entire time. Quick tag by the Odd Couple. Charlotte back in taunting. We used to that from the Queen here. If Shayna and Asuka back into the ring, Charlotte just wanted to gloat for a moment, it appears. Shayna, oh no. Or did she look for the Asuka lock here? No?
Oh my god.
Working the back over. Going for the pin. Mia Yim doing the right thing, immediately breaking this up. Her tag team partner has been in this match since the beginning. She's got to get her out of here if they want a chance to win this match. And she does, finally. All right, the two Asian baddies going at it.
Apologies, been having trouble with my equipment as Mia again. Oh, wait a minute, no. Asuka's got an armbar locked in on the ropes.
Yeah, absolutely fine. We're still a new promotion. We're going to have to fire our sound guy, apparently, obviously. Oh, Mia appeared to go for that springboard DDT and absolutely whiffed it. Charlotte back in the ring here now. Oh,
Mia,
what
though,
a
nice,
big group
nice
there.
kick. There's the cover, one, and not
Oscar
enough.
breaking it up.
Of course, Mia Yim making the most for opportunity, incapacitating Asuka for the time. But wait a minute, Charlotte now looks like she's got some fire.
That's gotta hurt for sure. Your body's not supposed to bend that way.
And Mia, she trying desperately not to tap, and Charlotte right into the. Wait a minute, wait. What the hell was he counting? What? I don't know, but what a kick to the face in the corner, and Charlotte is going to roll out, and looks like Shayna's got a couple of things to say, and they're not nice things. They could have been a little bit meaner, though.
Yeah, definitely counting the fact that you're only supposed to be in the ring for about 5 seconds when it comes to making your tag. Oh, nice suplex by Mia Yim there.
And Mia planning Asuka, and looked like she was about to go tag Shayna, but Shayna hopped down to deal with Asuka, but Asuka with a suplex from behind. And now Mia's tag partner is incapacitated. Mia,
That can't be good.
Mia, though, quickly
Fighting back.
control. Uh-oh, putting in her tree of woe in the corner. Asuka's about to be in a bad way, shoving the boot right to the face.
Right
that has to
girl
hurt.
there.
Here's the cover on the former women's champion, and a kick out at 1. Asuka says, fuck your trees.
Has to know that. Yeah, it has to know that's not enough to take down a competitor with the caliber of Asuka. Okay. Oh.
And Asuka, what a kick right to the neck. Mia Yim crawling, and she gets the tag. I don't think Asuka realized. Now she does. Quick a stare down, but a takedown by Asuka.
Okay. Will we?
Asuka,
good.
oh my god.
That neck breaker looked absolutely painful. Tagging in Charlotte now.
And Charlotte might have a chance to end it right here. Looked like she might have been thinking spear. Shayna now. Oh my god. And Charlotte's out.
Dropping Charlotte.
Oh, well, she's not out completely. Shayna, though, I think she's looking for that Karafuda clutch.
Looking for that Karafuda.
And she's got it locked in.
Got it.
She's
Can
got
she
a
lock
fall,
her legs?
middle of the ring.
Yes.
Asuka, though, can she get there in time? Yes, she does.
I definitely think Mia Yim still being out on the outside there cost him that. Because I don't know if Charlotte was going to be able to get out of that. Throws Asuka out of the ring. Charlotte's back in now.
Of course, Karafuda clutch, probably one of the most deadliest submissions in all of wrestling. And knee to the back by Charlotte. And she's going to drag Shayna somewhere.
In the middle of the ring.
Gonna drag her over the drive. I'm not really sure. And whoa, wait, she's taking figure 8. No, I was gonna work on that leg.
He is working legs, possibly setting up for the figure 8 here. Wait, and speaking of,
there's figure 4.
Figure 4. Can she hit the bridge?
Figure 8.
And
Shayna's right by the ropes. Does he have the wherewithal to reach? Mia trying to break it up, and she does.
Asuka didn't get into the ring fast enough there. All right.
And
Charlotte with the suplex.
Remember, this is just our opening match. 5 more matches of glory and 6 matches of pride still to go on Overdrive programming tonight. It's a gut-wrench suplex. And now both Shayna and Mia, best roommates ever, laid out. Shayna, though, gets back up. Clubbing Charlotte. Looking now, and she's got it locked in. She's got it locked in. Asuka, though, is going to be right there and breaks it right up.
I definitely think you're going to have to take out the partner of the other opponent in this match to try and get that win here. which is something we really have not seen. We are all right. Cool.
Yep. I don't know what the hell happened there, but we're good. We'll fire people after this is done. And wait a minute, package pile driver.
God. Dropping Queen on her neck. That's gotta hurt. Middle of the ring.
I didn't think Mia Yim had that in her.
Asuka breaking up. Wise decision. I definitely think that would have been the end of the match here.
Referee counting, and Shayna's gotta get out the ring, and she finally does.
Charlotte tagging in Asuka here.
No one
Shayna definitely playing with the ref here.
No one really has the advantage in this match, though. Asuka seems to be the freshest body. Seems to be taking the least amount of damage. But
she's definitely been picking her spot, but I don't think that's going to be enough here. Mia Yim dragging her to the corner, trying to get the tag team maneuver in here, tags in Shayna.
Oh my God, punch to the gut. That's got to hurt no matter who you are. Asuka now, she doesn't seem very pleased. The Empress is angry. And she's going to go blow off steam at the corner as she tags in Charlotte.
All right, Charlotte Flair.
And Charlotte, oh my God. Oh, okay. And I had a submission locked in. And Shayna doesn't look very good. Perhaps Charlotte saw Shayna was fading quickly and wanted to go for the cover. And knees to the side. Charlotte screaming at Shayna, and this can't feel good if you're the Queen of Spades. You know, you already lost to a horsewoman last week. You don't want to lose to another one, because if you're Shayna, you want to be a new horsewoman. You want to be a menace.
Same maneuver. All right, double back body drop. Asuka looking for it. Will we see the Asuka lock?
Asuka. She's got something locked in, and Shayna, did Shayna just tap? Yes, she did. And they're going to ring the bell. Asuka tapping out the submission wizard in Shayna Baszler. Wow. And the Odd Couple moving on to the Women's Tag Eliminator Finals. What a match to start Overdrive programming tonight.
No, absolutely. Phenomenal match between four absolutely amazing women. Honestly, kind of shocked. Asuka locking in the Asuka lock was not what I was expecting to end the match here, but congratulations to the Odd Couple. Can they become two-time Women's Tag Team Champions?
Well, I mean, they very, very much could after that match. I mean, seemingly both on the same page, though. That had one of the most interesting starts to a tag match I've ever seen, because Charlotte and Shayna pretty much had their own little singles match before tagging in their respective partners. Do you think that had a significant impact?
Definitely, maybe a psychological one more than a physical one. Obviously, they took the most damage for sure, but they're used to that. Neither of these women are known for lacking in anything. We'll definitely see for sure what happens next when it comes to the Women's Tag Team Tournament. Obviously, we still have The Way taking on the team of Dakota Kai and Jamie Hayter. But you have to give it to the Odd Couple, because we had them doubt it, and they proved us wrong.
You know, they did exactly that. So. Okay, we're good. All right, so sorry, I was just hearing from our sound guy to make sure that everything's good. Everything's good. We somehow fired and hired a sound guy in the span of about 25 seconds. This is why I love the OCW front office. They do the best work, and they do it for no money. They're called interns. Anyways, on to our next match. And this is one I'm particularly looking forward to. How about this? Keith Lee, one half of One in Glory, coming off a match he had 2 weeks ago, in that showcase match that ended up being for the international championship, #1 contendership. Keith Lee, I think, looking to get back in the winners column, but has nothing to be ashamed of with his previous performing probably the biggest Hurricane Rana I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely. Keith Lee is indeed the limitless one. He's a former champion everywhere. He's been a former double champion in the NXT promotion. I expect very big things from Keith in the immediate future. Whether he's the second or maybe even third international champion, I definitely see that title being his sometime soon. And obviously, with Ricochet being one half of One in Glory, tag team titles could be in their future as well. The point of Glory is that you can be a singles and tag competitor at the same time. There's no need to stab your partner in the back. You can be great with or without them. So I expect great things from both men.
You being a fan of Motor City Machine Guns, I understand why you would adopt such a philosophy.
Absolutely. They were able to be X Division and world champion, at the same time after, coming back to the company in Impact very recently, at the start of the year. I was glad to see them achieve that dream together, especially Alex Shelley finally capturing the one title that had eluded him his entire TNA career. Chris Sabin obviously losing that X Division championship to one Leo Rush, a guy I'm a big fan of as well. But Alex Shelley is still carrying the torch for both of them, and I think that's great.
Yeah, but speaking of tag guys looking to win singles titles, how about Otis? This is a man that once held the Money in the Bank briefcase, once had an opportunity at the Universal or even WWE World Heavyweight Championship, but Otis now here in Glory, he had a big win last week over the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. This is a big man riding some big momentum right now.
Absolutely. I'm still quite shocked at the fact that Otis was able to win that match. Not that Otis is incredible, but obviously AJ Styles is a 20-year veteran, been all over the world, been world champion everywhere he's been. So I think that's a testament to Otis's future as he absolutely drops Keith Lee. What an amazing move there. I know he's strong, but jeez.
Nah, man. I mean, Otis is built different. Once went by the moniker Blue Collar Solid. Of course, once being part of the tag team Heavy Machinery. Otis always did strike me as a working man, the kind of man that has the iron pail, lunchbox.
That's Christ! What a powerbomb! Sorry to interrupt you there.
No, you're good. I'm just going on some stupid analogy. But walks in the workday starts and ends by a little steam whistle, and oh my God, I thought he was gonna put him in a tree of woe for a second. And the fans absolutely loving this just showcase of power. But again, Otis, just really strikes you as this big physical specimen, but he's also fairly athletic for a big man. Of course, training under one of the best mat wrestlers in the business right now in Chad Gable's Otis, kicking out at 1.
Absolutely clubbing blows back and forth here so far. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think this match is going to be pretty, but it is going to be awesome. No, Chad Gable and Otis are both...
Sorry.
dropping Keith Lee. No, you're fine. Again, this match is not going to be pretty whatsoever. Chad Gable and Otis are both former amateur wrestlers. Obviously, Chad being several pounds lighter has the opportunity to teach Otis a bit more finesse to go with that power. But you can definitely expect American Alpha 3 at this point, or should I say Alpha Academy, to do very, very good things in the immediate future. Otis, honestly, if he can get a win over Keith Lee here tonight, will have all the momentum in the world to take, his next step in the international division, and maybe even, just use that to try and get a tag team title shot. Obviously, we've got Team Canada versus FCR here tonight, but maybe American Alpha 3, aka Alpha Academy, can be looking at those titles in the near future. Judgment Day should definitely be on watch.
Now, I really want to point out everything that just went on there. So, Keith Lee tried to tap out Otis with the bear squeeze. Keith Lee then did a kip up, and Otis immediately took him down with the clothesline. I'm seeing athleticism I've never seen from these guys. Now, Keith Lee is an athletic man, but goddamn. And Lee...
Kip up is definitely a nice one to see.
I think Lee, what he's trying to do, he's trying to speed up the pace. He's trying to bring the match to a faster pace in hopes of wearing out Otis. And Otis, meanwhile, just focusing on using his power to wear down the big man.
Yeah, I think that's smart. Obviously we know Keith Lee is probably the more athletic / nimble of the two, but that doesn't mean Otis doesn't have an enemy. duplicate some of those things. Maybe not the moonsault, obviously.
Oh my god.
But as
Oh
Keith
my
Lee's to the
God.
top rope, going for that elbow drop from halfway across the ring. Very Xavier Woods-esque.
Did that
Going for the
puncture
cover
a
here.
kidney? Here's the cover. No,
Ew.
it did not.
Very strong 2 count there. Picking up Otis here.
I wish we could do replays because Keith Lee just absolutely soared across the ring. That shit was absolutely majestic. And a not so majestic takedown, but still a takedown by Otis. Now working to get us back into his pace, and whoa!
God, what a choke slam there. I don't know how somebody hasn't thrown their shoulder out, honestly, because that's a lot of weight to just be throwing around, ladies and gentlemen. Both of these men are easily over 300 pounds.
And oh my god, Otis getting countered by Lee, soaring across the ring. But Otis says, no, fuck your legs, fuck your kicks, I'm kicking you in the head. And now he's picking Lee back up. And wait, whoa.
That world's strongest slam, maybe?
Whoa!
No.
And now Otis is going to the top rope. This is absolutely insane. Otis! Headbutt!
Oh, diving headbutt, obviously.
Shouts out to his
to
mentor.
Danny O'Brien.
And also Chad
Gable.
Gable. And Otis now.
There's the world's strongest slam. Shouts out to Mark Henry, a.k.a. Sexual Chocolate. We have a cover now.
And Keith
One,
Lee, he's out.
2.
Oh my goodness, 2.87.
Keith Lee says no, rolling out of the ring to try and catch his breath after that phenomenal onslaught by Chad Gable's mentor / mentee. Obviously, they boost each other up. And Otis.
And oh, Keith Lee, face first to the world's strongest barricade. I'm surprised he's not busted open after that.
And honestly, with this onslaught from Otis, we can expect it pretty soon. It looks like absolutely just working him up. Keith Lee returning with a chop here. Speaking of chops, Survivor Series is not too far away in an alternate universe. Maybe we'll see something similar here in OCW. Obviously, I would not mind seeing Keith Lee and Gunther going at it. How would you feel about that type of match, Stanley?
That would be an awesome match, but well, Keith Lee would have to be the world heavyweight champion at that point. You know, now if Gunther still is heavyweight champion by the time that comes around. But hey, if that doesn't happen, we can always make something happen. And Otis denying Keith Lee entry back into his ring. Otis just standing, looking over Lee. He's saying, this is my ring, this is my mat, and you can't have it. Or you will not win. Or something cool to that nature.
Again, sales this time, Keith Lee.
Otis, not really a man of words, but a man of action. Oh my goodness.
What a clubbing blow to the neck there.
And Keith Lee now relying more on that raw power and throwing Otis off of him and delivering a right hook. Here's the cover. 1,
Might be
2.
it.
No.
Otis kicks out. What a hoss fight, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely similar to Roman Reigns and Lance Archer from last week.
And Otis, world's strongest slam. That's the second one. Here's the cover.
That might be it.
That is it. And Otis stays hot. His second straight victory.
What a match, ladies and gentlemen. Otis, for 2 weeks in a row now, have beaten 2 guys who are some of the absolute best at what they do. And Keith Lee and the phenomenal one, AJ Styles.
So what is next for Otis? That's not for me to decide, but that's for absolutely everybody else to find out. And Blue Collar Solid gets it done for the second week in a row against another titan of the wrestling landscape. And listen, I hate your show, but I love Otis. I want to see more of Otis. Give me Otis.
I'll definitely have to talk with Otis backstage. Maybe set up a possible world championship opportunity for him. He's definitely proving himself. And I have to say, I'm again shocked. Not that I doubted Otis, but I was expecting that match to go the other way. But now we can look forward to a match with actual championship ramifications. We will be looking at 8-star FTR, the 10-time tag team champions, taking on the newly formed Team Canada.
Yep.
Two guys who I think deserve better in general.
Now we've seen members of both these teams on Overdrive Glory numerous times. Dax Harwood was in that tag team battle royal to determine who would go after the tag titles in Mayhem, and then Cash Wheeler had a match where he fought valiantly against Daniel Bryan just a few weeks ago here on Glory. Now, of course, Tyler Breeze also being in that 8-man tag team battle royal qualifier. And Josh Alexander, having that showcase match a couple weeks ago with a walking weapon looked very, very strong. And, honestly, looking at this, I think Team Canada gets the win here. I think it's going to be an upset. I think we're going to be singing "Oh Canada" by the end of the night.
As much as I want that and expect that, I'm a betting man, and as a betting man, you can't bet against the house. And the house being the 10-time tag team champions, 8-star FTR. They've been world champions in every promotion they've been in, and I kind of have to give them the benefit of the doubt here. But I would love Team Canada to pull off the win here tonight.
Hey, what are you talking about the house? The house is on the other show. Stick to your own brand, for God's sake.
Okay, well, for a more modern reference, especially concerning these guys, you don't bet the barn if you don't need to. And I feel like betting the barn here would be a mistake. Especially with FTR looking to become 9-star FTR here tonight. And, live up to the legacy of that rivalry they had with the Briscoes and being the first ever, or should I say the second ever, OCW World Tag Team Champions. Glorious World Tag Team Champions.
And now Team Canada not getting the warmest welcome from the crowd here, but, maybe they'll get them to warm up to them, and maybe they'll just piss them off more. Who knows, but the Gorgeous One going up against the youngest of 13 to start this match. And Cash Wheeler, oh my God, backbreaker. And that's all he needs. He's going to tag in to Uncle Dax.
Tag here.
And Uncle Dax immediately going to work. Of course, FTR in an alternate universe about to go up against the Young Bucks at Wembley Stadium. That's probably destined to be, an amazing match.
I can expect phenomenal, absolutely death-defying things from Young Bucks FTR 3. Hopefully, they win here tonight, and that can transfer over to success for them, because I'm not ready to see that tag team title reign end whatsoever.
And, of course, one half the Young Bucks going to be in action tonight on Overdrive Pride, where Nick Jackson, who tapped out to Matt Riddle, during the OCW draft. He's looking to get his revenge on Riddle and RK Bro tonight. Of course, that happening on the other brand, but on this brand right now with this match, look at Cash just absolutely wearing out, the glorious legs and, oh fuck, I said the word again. The beautiful legs and the beautiful feet of Tyler Breeze.
Yes, the Gorgeous One, the Prince of Cute Builds.
Well, wait, Gorgeous Package. Gorgeous Package only gets to a count of 1.
Josh Alexander going after Dax Harwood there. Oh, what? Oh, that looked rough. Absolutely dropping Breeze on his neck here with that suplex.
Oh, speaking of neck, I think that just happened to Josh Alexander, was trying to be proactive and help his partner, but it's just led to things going from worse to bad. And speaking of bad, Tyler Breeze is out on the O. And he does not look like he is sentient right now.
Worse to bad is a new one. As FCR is looking for it. Oh, what a gut punch tag team maneuver here. A Breeze doing his best to fight back. It's clearly not working. Oh, counter.
Wait a minute, Breeze. Oh my goodness.
Bronco Buster.
And Breeze immediately turning momentum into his favor, and now going to drag Uncle Dax
to his corner.
Over the corner. This might be the most beautifully dangerous corner in all of tag team wrestling. And Breeze, what's he thinking? Oh, what a counter by Dax. And Dax now look at the tag. What a suplex. And Breeze having to tag out to the walking weapon. The walking weapon, youngest of 13. Oh my God, what a kick to the face by Cash Wheeler.
Working the legs here. Sharpshooter, it looks like. Yes. No.
No, not that. Something different. Oh my God.
Oh.
And right to that
Stomping
neck.
in the face, Alexander there.
Here's the cover. And what quick
Breeze
reaction.
immediately breaking it up.
Some very quick reaction time by Tyler Breeze. Now it's interesting because Breeze is only, tasted
This time
championship
actually
gold.
locking in the sharpshooter.
Breeze's only taste championship gold came as one half of the former NXT Tag Team Champions in Brazongo.
It's true, but actually speaking, I don't know if you knew this, recently Breeze actually captured the Next Gen Championship in his return to professional wrestling.
Oh shit, what promotion?
I can't remember off the top of my head. Let me just whip out my handy dandy cell phone here while you commentate the match.
I mean, you're a PNG. They can't see that. What a swinging neck breaker by Josh Alexander. And Uncle Dax, he's inches away from Cash Wheeler, but you seemingly couldn't see him further. Spinning tombstone. Here's the cover. Probably going to get broken up. 1, 2. Oh, no. Uncle Dax kicking out. Cash Wheeler nowhere in sight. Instinctively knowing he would kick out. And now Breeze is gonna come in. I was gonna say cash in. We're not even close to that yet.
Yeah, but no, Breeze recently captured the New Generation Wrestling Championship, and obviously the NGW promotion. So congratulations to Breeze on that. That's his first singles goal. But we're trying to see if he can replicate that here in OCW. Obviously, Breeze is also a former FCW Tag Team Champion, a championship he always wanted to win with friend Austin Creed, but that just didn't translate into a championship opportunity for them in the development of brand.
Oh my goodness, and Breeze, more misfortune coming his way as he bounced off the ropes. Alexander, though, picture perfect breakup. Those things don't exist in the real world, but they do in professional wrestling. And Breeze now, let's see, thinking, oh, plants him, middle of the ring. Here's the cover. Dax is not climbing in, but a kick out at 1.
Unbelievable there. Maybe not enough, of that move fully hit to get the impact.
The youngest of
Cass is working over
the youngest of
leg.
13 saying, I took worse during bedroom wrestling, kicking out at 1 there. And into the corner, an uppercut on Alexander, and the walking weapon is a walking target right now. I don't think he knows where he is, but Cash, though, gonna focus on his tag team partner as the referee begins counting, plants him on his knee. And Alexander, though, where is he? Because he might have to go save his partner. Of course, Uncle Dax watching on, probably has a huge boner right now watching this. Of course, you can't see it because our camera crew is really good at obscuring that shit. And can't really tell what's happening, but I'm assuming Tyler Breeze is getting all kinds of fucked up. Oh my God, suplex, and part of his body might have hit the hardest barricade in wrestling. Referee at the count of 8. Cash finally breaking the count. Oh, I thought Alexander was the legal man. No, he's not. It's Tyler Breeze. FTR wins by countout. And Josh Alexander bouncing up from that, from whatever that was, to go no. But FTR getting it done. Maybe not the prettiest way possible, but they got it done.
Honestly, that's very interesting. From them, of all teams, usually they're all about making sure they win convincingly.
Of course, FTR, they're smart, not me, because they knew who the legal man was. I thought it was Alexander, but no, it was Breeze. So Cash Wheeler, knowing he had that knowing he had that advantage in that moment, deciding to prey on Tyler Breeze, wear him down to the point where he couldn't see where he was. He didn't know what the hell wrestling was. He didn't even know that it wasn't Wednesday, but rather Thursday. And just like that, FTR, getting physical but earning a victory. and they are number 1 contenders now against the Judgment Day. What are your thoughts on that match?
Kind of disappointed, honestly, Stanley. Like, obviously, I'm very happy for FTR, but matches ending in countouts, like I've said before previously, I'm not a big fan of. Like, obviously, it's a strategic move, and I can't be mad at it, but it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Well, as much as it may suck, FTR are your number 1 contenders unless you decide to do some wacky shit as GM. I don't know. It's your show. It ain't my show. But speaking of your show, next up, the champion of your show, going up against the Indie Death God in Matt Cardona. Of course, this being a non-title match. This is the second non-title match Okada has competed in, since winning the Overdrive World Heavyweight Championship. So, when the hell is he going to defend that championship?
Very soon, honestly. I'm still working on who I want the first challenger for that title to be. Obviously, Cedric had the chance to, try and prove that be him in the champion versus champion showcase match, and he failed, unfortunately. But Otis is looking really good right now, so maybe it'll be Otis.
That would be one hell of a matchup, quite honestly. And here comes Okada, of course, capturing the World Heavyweight Championship at Wrestle Mayhem. In that Fatal 4-Way Hell in a Cell match. And as we said, he's been in action, of course, beating international champion Cedric Alexander. The champion, hot as he's ever been. And it's a great opportunity for Matt Cardona. And even with Mr. Break the Ceiling, Kevin Owens, expected to be out here watching this match tonight, I think Okada gets it done. But, Kevin Owens has been Mr. Break the Ceiling, since literally day 1 here in OCW. He's just been sitting quietly and catering, eating his banana, maybe eating some pudding after that, waiting for his opportunity. Do you think Kevin Owens makes his declaration tonight?
It's a very strong possibility. Obviously, I have no idea what goes on in Kevin's mind. He's his own man for sure.
And speaking of Kevin, he's coming out behind Matt Cardona.
Well, they recently had that singles match. Kevin Owens and Matt are, I won't say friends, but they are associates. Maybe Kevin is just in Matt's corner because he respects him, and also to get into the mind of Okada here tonight. Maybe he uses this as an opportunity to get Okada to lose here tonight and set up Cardona for a championship match, and then helps Cardona win, and then cash in the Break the Ceiling contract. Maybe he feels like it will be an easier opponent. I have no idea what Kevin is doing here, but I support it. Obviously, as a superstar, he has absolutely every right to be out here. So we'll see.
And Kevin Owens looking to watch from ringside as Okada, begins with an uppercut, a power bomb, and the champion showing absolutely no fear against the Indie Death God. Now, of course, Kevin Owens became Mr. Break the Ceiling, at the OCW draft. He has, if not mistaken, about 4.5 more months to cash in that contract. Of course, that contract not working like Money in the Bank. It's one where you have to declare in advance, that you want the match. But, Kevin Owens could pretty much do that anytime before showtime if he likes, as Okada going for the quick cover and a kick out at 1.
If I'm Kevin Owens personally, I'm either waiting for our first major pay-per-view after Wrestle Mayhem, which will be Defiance, or I wait to the very last minute and I cash in the week of the contract expiring. I cash in and I say, the week before, the Wednesday before, I say the last week has arrived. This is my opportunity. This is my moment. I've been waiting. I've been hiding in the shadows. I've been playing games. Now is the time.
Been hiding in the shadows. Make it sound like it's gonna be like a freaking like Yu-Gi-Oh duel.
Okada with that Rainmaker has sent many men to the Shadow Realm, so who knows? Maybe
Oh
we'll
shit.
partner with Master Duel and have send the Shadow Games match. You never know. We got to get that money.
It's like it's like that's our version of the fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre match, the goddamn Shadow Games match, where every time you can't like wrestle a move unless you like hit somebody, like hit their life points.
I mean, there's also that time that Miz had that match to promote Batista's movie, and like he got attacked by zombies. So, yeah.
Yeah, which that match was stupid. People forget about the match, the Raw after between Damian Priest and here's the cover by Okada between Damian Priest and John Morrison, of course now Johnny Overdrive. That match was lit. I think that was a lumberjack match.
Cool.
But
maybe who knows?
Well, the zombie one was a lumberjack match. It was stupid.
Correct.
The actual wrestling wasn't the worst, but the whole premise was fucking stupid. But what's not fucking
Cardona
stupid?
with a DDT on the champion.
What's not fucking stupid is this comeback that Cardona's getting.
Another DDT on the champion.
And now Cardona's got the leg of the champion. The champion's in the middle of the ring. The ref was kind of blocking the ropes, but Okada managing to turn it around, and the pretty face of Cardona has just gotten mashed. And oh, that pretty face just got busted open. Okada now measuring.
Oh,
back fist Rainmaker.
That's a new one. You know, usually we see that powerbomb into it.
And Cardona kicks out.
Have we seen someone kick out of the Rainmaker so far here in Overdrive? At least used by Okada. We know Moose is taking the stealing finishers.
Well, that's because the Rainmaker's not his finisher. It's just a move in his arsenal. Also, Moose doesn't need finishers. He makes his own. In the knee to the face. I mean, just the world's greatest scoop slam. Like, literally. Like, we're going to sell t-shirts of that shit.
I'm not buying one.
Well, you don't have to. You'll buy best arm drag ever, though. I know you'll buy that shit.
I will be buying a best arm drag ever shirt. Absolutely.
Okada, the
there,
German into the Rainmaker.
This one has to be it.
Right in front of Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens just shaking it off. And that's it.
And Okada moving to, I believe this is now 4-0 in Overdrive.
That's absolutely correct. Kevin Owens, though, looks rather unimpressed by that Rainmaker. He just kind of, dusted off his arm. Like, I feel Kevin Owens is not intimidated by the Rainmaker.
I honestly don't think he is either, which is either a testament to Kevin Owens' fortitude and just sheer experience in professional wrestling, or, honestly speaking, stupidity on his part. Okada is a world champion multi-times over, and so far he's looked like, honestly, the second or in at times best man in all of Overdrive.
Well, but honestly, though, Kevin Owens has always been somebody that, yes, he can be stupid sometimes. That's just because you piss him off and he wants to fight somebody. Kevin Owens is always looking for a fight. He'll take on anybody he can in a fight. I think Kevin Owens, honest to goodness, even though it leads him to getting his ass beat more often than not, Kevin Owens is absolutely fearless. He is fearless, and when a man has no fear and has nothing but anger, he's very, very, very dangerous.
Yeah, that's a good point. Kevin Owens is known for absolutely working over anybody and everybody he can when it comes to professional wrestling. But our next match is the one I'm looking forward to. Jordynne Grace and Candice LeRae both have a lot to prove. Obviously, Candice still being a part of the Blind Eliminator tournament. But I definitely think they both want to be women's champion more than anything. Like being a tag team champion, the first ever, is cool. And I definitely think they're both looking forward. Well, Candice is still looking forward to the opportunity, and I know Jordynne, unfortunately being paired up with Becky, obviously in that tension there, I was also looking forward to. But the end goal here is to be Overdrive Glorious Women's Champion.
I mean, honestly though,
The women's world champion.
a women's world champion, and if you're Jordynne Grace, you have to be absolutely pissed off. You get the golden opportunity at Wrestle Mayhem. Becky Lynch, absolutely ruthless in that match, absolutely rubbing it in. You know, not only getting a lead, but continuing to build on it. But Jordynne Grace was already well and out. And then having to get paired with your mortal enemy just to suffer another loss and get eliminated and lose another chance at gold. You know, I mean, if you're Jordynne Grace, I go into this match looking to absolutely kill somebody.
I definitely expect Candice to have a very tough time. But Jordan, I think, is a professional. Obviously, she's been Impact Women's World Champion before. She knows what it's like to be at the top of the mountain. She also knows what it's like to fall down to the bottom. And I definitely think she's taking all that into consideration coming into this match. I hope Candice is prepared. I'll say that for sure. But I don't think Jordan has any more or less of a chip on her shoulder than she does waking up every morning being the type of woman that she is. Obviously, you know, she's not the most feminine woman on the planet, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. She definitely enjoys being masculine, or at least muscular. You know, she's a very pretty woman. But Twitter trolls are a thing, so or should I say X trolls now are a thing. And she's used to that. So I feel like, you know, that chip is bigger than any chip she can carry. So beating Candice here tonight is the first step in the right direction for her, for sure.
Listen, I'm just going to say this. I think that Twitter is more toxic than the Modern Warfare 2 lobbies back in the day. And that's a very hard level of toxic to be able to beat.
That's a toss-up, sir. As a Modern Warfare 2 guy, I definitely feel like that could go either way. Candice with the running bulldog to start us off.
And Candice looking for a very quick victory. Here's the cover one, and Jordynne Grace says, no.
Not in this lifetime, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, what a neck breaker.
Candice definitely showing her agility, looking for the butt bump, but failing.
Whatever she was looking for, it didn't fucking work, and Jordynne Grace just going to absolutely assert her dominance right here. Just a couple hits, and Candice is already in a bit of a bad light. Jordan, oh god, kick to the shin.
And again, I feel like Jordan's power is very understated. Like I don't think she's truly had a chance to start it off. And I think we're gonna see that here tonight. And Jordan taking another neck breaker from Candice here.
Candice, oh my god, sunset flip power bomb. Candice LeRae did not expect to see something like that, especially this early. But Candice, again, you know, trying to control things at her own pace, trying to slow down the not so gentle giant that is Jordynne Grace. But of course,
what a forearm cut.
But of course, you never want to awake a sleeping giant.
No, terrible decision.
And Grace now picking up LeRae and just delivering right hooks. I was looking for drops her. What a suplex. Oh, and a standing senton.
Standing senton. Favorite of hers, clearly.
Ass to the sternum, you know, hurts anybody. And Grace off the ropes. Oh,
what a big boot. Absolutely flipping her inside out with that clothesline there. Shout out to Brody Lee.
Jordynne Grace waiting.
Stalking Candice.
Plotting. Executing.
What a backbreaker. And again, Jordynne Grace is a very talented athlete. We know she has the power, but top rope here, she's looking for a little bit more finesse.
And Grace takes to the skies. What a crossbody.
Crossbody. Oh, went for another senton and pays for it. Candice trying to fight back. No, Grace. Kicks to the stomach. Overhead press.
That has to hurt. That absolutely has to hurt. Candice, though, those veteran instincts kicking in, rolling out the ring immediately. But Jordynne Grace might as well be the boogeyman, chasing Candice out there. And giving her a shoulder rub. And the shoulder rub worked, but not in the way that Jordynne Grace would have liked. And Jordan, oh my god! Knees in the back of Code Breaker, but Jordan's right back up. And can this natural selection-like move right there.
Right.
And now lifting up Grace and a brain buster onto the floor. Jordan Grace showing a lot of resiliency right here. And oh, God. That could be it. I think she's dead. No, she's surely alive, Candice LeRae. Running on absolute fumes, but able to kick out right there with Jordan Grace. Oh, sit out powerbomb. I would have pinned her right there. Grace now, is she looking for another one? Oh, God, what a pile driver. Here's the cover. 1, 2, and a much-needed win for Jordan Grace right there. And Candice LeRae, well, she'll have a week to recover, but that's going to be on her mind next week.
Absolutely. Jordan Grace picking up a much-needed win at this point. And again, power game matters. And I feel like she hasn't really been able to show that so far, and now she has. Hopefully Candice can recover, because unfortunately, she'll be pulling double duty this month. Because next week, she and Indy will be taking on Dakota and Jamie in the other semifinal match.
You know, but that's definitely, to me, that has to be such a huge, huge weight off the shoulders of Jordan Grace. You know, 2 straight, heartbreaking losses that nobody wants to take, but with major opportunities. But here, Candice LeRae, a couple of points, seem to have something going, but Jordan able to slow things down and physically assert her dominance over one half of the way. Great victory by Jordan Grace tonight.
No, 100%, much needed. But the main event tonight, and again, I feel like this is 5-star potential. Who will be Mr. Workhorse himself?
5 stars again.
Mr. Workhorse himself, the prime Cedric Alexander, taking on Shinsuke Nakamura in a match that I expect to be absolutely astounding.
Of course, Shinsuke won a very hard-hitting brawl a few weeks ago against Alexander and Keith Lee to make it into this match, but the King of Strong Style, proving just that in that match, because just remember, that match was just absolute pure physicality, and the fans singing along to one of the hypest themes in all professional wrestling.
Absolutely. Up there with Judas and Carry On My Wayward Son, now that the Elite use it. Elevate, but Will Ospreay is definitely making his way up in my top 5. We've got Metalingus by Edge. I Walk Alone is probably the greatest professional wrestling theme song of all time. Batista retired now.
And
who do you have tonight?
You know what? I'm just gonna give that bump. I'm gonna give the bump to Cedric. Shinsuke. Obviously, Shinsuke is a legend in his own right. He deserves to be international champion if he so wins it. But even with that loss to Okada, who we saw made really short work of Matt Cardona tonight, I feel that A, there's no shame in that loss looking back, and B, I think Cedric's just built different. With this title around his way, Cedric is just built different. And come draft time next year, definitely might be somebody I'll have my eye on. But I'm
letting you know now, Cedric Alexander might be my first pick next year. It's not even a joke.
Well, and that just goes to show, even coming off a loss, just the sheer amount of hype around Alexander in this run with the title so far. And here he is, the primal man himself, Cedric T. Alexander, coming out with the purple and gold around his waist.
I for one, can't be more proud of Cedric and the champion he's become so far on Overdrive. The white brand truly has probably a undeserving like we as a brand are undeserving of Cedric's greatness so far. It's like 5-star match after 5-star match, a successful defense after successful defense. Every time Cedric steps through those ropes, I'm expecting something absolutely insane.
And of course, the T and Cedric Alexander standing for the. Cedric is the Alexander, but will he be the guy once again in tonight's glorious main event? And I could say that because it's a show, but whatever. You know what? Anyways, Ryan's in the ring. His mother's still very hot. Ryan, we love you. Nakamura respectfully bowing to the crowd. Of course, this man, more than just a professional wrestler, an absolute artist. But a huge pop for the international champion tonight. Now we got a couple dissenters out there, but you know, it's whatever.
Yeah, I mean, Cedric was a heel last time he was on WWE programming, so I get it. I understand.
But will this be the last time Cedric sees that title, of course? And the one thing a champion never wants to do, hand it over to the referee. But of course, that's why you fight as hard and valiantly as you do, because you want that title around your waist once again.
Yeah, but again, champion's advantage doesn't exist for the international championship with most of the matches, unless special occasions or 2 out of 3 falls matches. But you kind of have to give it to Cedric here because he's used to being in these matches at this point. He knows what it's like to have to beat a guy twice. And I don't know if Shinsuke can beat Cedric twice, especially when he's been so consistent so far in his Overdrive career.
And of course, because he keeps beating people twice, I mean, Cedric may very well have the most total pinfalls in the history of OCW as of right now. And Shinsuke trying to go for that early tap. What a counter by the champion. We are off to a hot and heavy start here in Glory's main event. Shinsuke immediately firing back, and oh yeah, he's playing to the crowd a little bit. Oh, but Cedric doesn't like that.
Yep, like I was about to say, that's definitely a mistake when it comes to Cedric Alexander. You do not want to give this man time.
Cedric immediately putting Shinsuke in his place, but Shinsuke saying, I have big leg, and now big strong arms, and now, oh my god, driving him neck first on the ropes. Is this going to be the first pinfall? No. Says the Cedric. And planting Shinsuke on his face. Immediately picking him back up. Ooh, Shinsuke. Oh, I thought maybe he was going to... Wait a minute, what the fuck?
Taking out the ref.
Shinsuke kicked the ref.
I am not okay with that. He's definitely getting fined after this.
I don't know how
that did not look accidental.
I don't know how that's advantageous in any way. You need the referee for 2 falls.
Cedric countering. No, Shinsuke's 100% getting fined. That did nowhere near look like an accident. We'll be having a conversation after this.
And see, this is why you should come to Overdrive Pride. Wrestling on Glory makes you stupider. You attack referees when you absolutely need them to win.
Yeah, that's cool and all, but statistically, you're more likely to have a 5-star match over here on Glory. So if you want, Uncle Dave to boost your rating for the bidding war of whatever year your contract is up.
Listen, I have Will Ospreay going in action tonight. That's pretty much like being in the Tokyo Dome. We're gonna be fine.
You say that until John Moxley hits a paradigm shift 5 minutes in.
I would find Moxley for that. I would actually find him for doing his job. I'm like, look, you're supposed to win, but you can't win early. We gotta beat the other guys. And speaking of beating guys, these 2 guys beating on each other right now. Ooh, and Shinsuke using the ropes as leverage. Trying to work on that arm.
Nakamura.
Of course, you need your arms, just about everything in wrestling. And whoa! Whoa! Shinsuke!
with the
Teleportation
teleport knee.
powers for the first fall! Cedric just kicked out of teleportation! How do you do that?
Alexander is the prime Alexander. Obviously, that's caused some tension with Logan. Recently been tweeting up a storm, trying to get a match. I don't necessarily know if we're going to sign him here in Overdrive, but it's definitely a possibility. Nakamura countering here.
The master of teleportation, still with
What
the
a
advantage.
knee there.
What a kick. And, oh, Cedric.
Cedric grabbing that experience. Cedric and Shin are both veterans of the game. That's just Cedric's ring awareness showing out here. Great move by the champion.
And the champion now, trying to get some of his mojo back. Sends Shinsuke off the ropes. They bump each other. Nothing really happens. Oh, but that's strong of the strong style. And whoa, Cedric was up high, but he countered.
Knee.
Oh my God, Shinsuke.
What an axe kick. Shinsuke calling for it.
Shinsuke looked to be measuring up for something, but nothing really happened. Not a single fall in this match so far.
Cedric rolling out of ring, taking a moment to recover here.
And of course, a count of 10 does equal a pinfall. Cedric did manage to win his match against Santos Escobar using that strategy. But maybe Shinsuke trying to use that to his advantage. Oh, wait a minute, though. Cedric countering, but Shinsuke countering. Cedric countering again. Back and forth.
What a back and forth here. Taking a moment to recover and then into the hardest barricade in professional wrestling.
That can't hurt. What a plant on the floor. Referee, the count of 5. Both men still up. Cedric, though.
Absolutely planting Nakamura. Count of 6 right now.
Now, if they both
Cedric.
If they both get counted out.
7. I want to say it's a draw and they both get a point.
That would be something. But now Shinsuke's back in the ring. Cedric needs to get back in.
Taking a moment. Count of 8. Okay. Cedric back into the ring. Irish whip.
Cedric absolutely took his time there. Shinsuke thought top rope for a sec. Thought the distance might have been just a hair too far. Now bringing it to the champion. He's got an armbar locked in. Armbar. On the O.
It's not fully. Is this enough? I don't know if he's got. Yeah, no. Cedric getting out of it. Shinsuke obviously hadn't really fully planted him into the armbar. Oh.
And that
knee to the stomach there.
That almost looked like a bit of a modified lumbar check. Cedric kick to the face. Middle of the ring goes Shinsuke.
Will we see it? No.
And still no pinfalls in this match. Shinsuke, though.
Just throwing knees absolutely everywhere. Cover.
Is that knee going to be enough? Oh my goodness, Shinsuke has a 1-0 advantage.
Nakamura picking up the first fall. I know Cedric's ribs have to be absolutely hurting at this point.
We might have to check for bruised ribs, quite honestly. And Shinsuke now just one pinfall away from getting the International Championship. He'd be the second man ever. And Cedric, powers out.
Cedric countering.
Could this be the turnaround
Got to pick up the pace here. Oh, again, dropping Nakamura with that face buster.
And Cedric at a disadvantage, but could turn the tide. What a move by Shinsuke. This could be it. 1,
I think 2, that was,
no,
Cedric kicking out. Oh. I think he did hit him with the Kinshasa. I think we just didn't get the right camera angle for it. Nakamura stalking.
Nakamura pissed off. Cedric now on the outside. And Cedric just escaping death for just a moment. But death comes for us all. But is this going to be the
Kip
night? What a kip up! And Cedric, possibly looking for that lumbar check. No! Instead of muscle buster, here's the cover. Oh!
Kick out at 2. Cedric stalking Nakamura now outside of the ring. Stunner.
The
Spinning
fans,
to the outside.
the fans officially chanting "Fight Forever." Cedric going for it all. A
For the
picture
frog
perfect splash. But he needs to win this back inside the ring.
Armdrive. Not necessarily. Again, not a huge fan, but he has taken advantage of a count-out victory before.
What's Cedric looking
calling
for?
something. No. Back into the ring. Picking up Nakamura. Countering.
Dragon screw by Nakamura. And clutching onto that knee is Alexander. Nakamura-san!
Oh, no.
This could be
That
it!
might be it.
Middle
Ladies
of the
and gentlemen.
ring!
1, 2,
We have a new
3.
champion.
Unbelievably, Shinsuke Nakamura dethroning the workhorse himself, Cedric Alexander. We have a new international champion, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how I feel.
By a score of 2-0, Alexander fights valiantly, but strong style proves to be stronger tonight in an instant classic to round out Overdrive glory. I'll tell you how I feel about that match. I hate that it was on your brand, but it was a good match. But Alexander,
Great match.
Alexander,
For the first time ever, Cedric Alexander finishes a 2 out of 3 falls match with no falls to his name.
Alexander, not that he didn't fight hard or valiantly, of course, seemingly going pound for pound, but Nakamura just a little bit too strong, doing a lot of damage to those ribs, and even kicking out of Nakamura's finisher once, but 2 times. This is just always just a little bit too much.
No, absolutely. Cedric can definitely take some time off to recover and rest, and then obviously, as far as I'm concerned, he's first in line when it comes to the International Championship after a phenomenal run like that. But sometimes it's just not your night. So you can definitely look forward to Nakamura Alexander 2. We don't know when that will be, but yeah. Congratulations to Shinsuke.
Just like that, we have a new face of the Workhorse title. But of course, that's not all the programming we got for OCW today. Coming up in just a little bit, we have an action-packed Overdrive Pride as the House Open continues on. And of course, in our main event, the Prideful Women's Championship on the line as Bayley has her first ever title defense against Serena Deeb. That all coming up. But before we sign off on Glory, final thoughts on tonight's show.
Once again, proving without a shadow of a doubt that the A brand is the white brand. I'm proud of everybody here tonight. Otis, absolutely phenomenal showing yet again. Cedric, great fight. Again, you're first in line as far as I'm concerned for the International Championship. Once again, congratulations to Shinsuke. You earned that. The women, once again, showing why we have the best women's division on the planet. And I can, as much as it pains me to say that, I can definitely include the Orange Brand's women when it comes to that. And as far as I'm concerned, whatever women on the Orange Brand, when we do crown our official women's tag team champions who want a shot, you're more than welcome. But yeah, with that being said, another great show from Glory. Not a bad match on the card, and I can be, as GM, absolutely happy with that.
Well, hopefully I'll be even more happy than you at the end of tonight. Of course, the Orange Brand coming up in just a couple of minutes. Stick with us.